Despite the fact that many would agree with today that Colorado's own rookie, Cale Makar, was born to play hockey, the Calgary native didn't always see it that way. In fact, according to an article from The Athletic, Makar was once conflicted between professional hockey and engineering at 10 years old while just in grade school. When I'm older, I want to be an engineer because it involves creativity, drawing, science, and math. I like all of these, but mostly I like science and being creative. In order to prepare myself to be an engineer, I will have to get good grades in schoolwork because engineers are really smart and know a lot. My real dream is to be a hockey player in the NHL, and I am working very hard on my skills to make it happen. Whether I become an engineer or an NHL hockey player, I know I will be doing something that I love, he says. And around 9 years later, his dream became reality, as Makar, as we all know, was taken 4th overall in the 2017 NHL entry draft by the Colorado Avalanche. As we see with many in the league today, Cale isn't the only one from his family to play organized hockey, as his younger brother Taylor is taking a much similar path to professional hockey as his older brother once did. The forward, who currently plays for the Brooks Bandits of the Alberta Junior Hockey League, has 14 points thus far after 23 games played. And just like his brother before him, Taylor has also committed to playing for the University of Massachusetts. One could easily say that the few days leading up to Makar's NHL debut were anything but ordinary, as the Blue Liner had more events happen to him in the shortest possible time frame that went from coincidental to apparent fate. To kickstart the slew of insanity, on Friday, April 12th of 2019, Cale was presented with the Hobey Baker Award given to the best player annually in college hockey. Makar earned the award after a stellar sophomore season for the club after scoring 16 goals and 49 points. The next day, he helped lead the University of Massachusetts hockey team to their first ever national title game against the reigning champions, Minnesota Duluth. The following day, Makar, prior to signing his NHL entry-level contract with Colorado, the defenseman made his way to Denver to join the Avs for a team practice, while setting foot for the very first time on ice as a member of the Colorado Avalanche. And to cap off potentially the most eventful 4 days of the 21-year-old's life to date, on Monday, April 15th, the Alberta native made his NHL debut in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs against the Calgary Flames. And just like that, around 16 minutes into the game, Makar had his first NHL goal, assisted by Nathan MacKinnon. Upon scoring his first NHL goal during Game 3 against the Flames, Makar also made history, as he instantly became the 7th player and first ever NHL defenseman to score his first career goal during a game in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The goal ended up being the game winner against the Flames, which ironically was the team that the defenseman grew up cheering for. Even more interestingly, on a side note, the goal, as you know, was scored in the mile-high city of Denver, which is around 5,200 feet above sea level. And the city of Calgary, where he grew up, ironically, isn't too far off, as the city is around 3,400 feet above sea level, meaning that presumably Makar was conditioned for Denver and Denver for him. Every hockey player has their weaknesses when it comes to dieting. That one thing, whether it's ketchup chips or just plain pizza, that causes them to plan their cheat days around it. But for Makar, his junk food item of choice is just about as original as Jamie Ben's, as his weakness is centered around a particular frozen, sugary drink known as a Slurpee. After being asked what his first impulse buy had been, if any, prior to signing his first 3-year entry-level deal, Makar replied with, the other day I was driving and stopped to buy myself a Slurpee. You've gotta treat yourself, he says.